Since we are doing these, and I am not a professional by any means, that one had a little technical difficulty with it, and I didn't hit record at the very beginning. So I wanted to reintroduce Sherry with you and put it at the front so that you guys can understand her expertise in her field and just kind of why we did it differently instead of the normal. And I love that conversation. Like, you guys, that was an amazing conversation. That was absolutely the best one of the day, if not by far one of the best ones I've done so far. So without further ado, we just spoke with Sherry Fernandez. She has been speaking, teaching, and coaching on life mastery topics for over 2 decades. She's owned a number of successful businesses, and they are mostly retired, her and her husband, Ken. They are mostly retired, but still coach and do workshops and they have their hands in a few other businesses. So maybe they aren't mostly retired. They have raised 6 outstanding children and now have 20 grandchildren. They've traveled the world, all 7 continents, about 50 countries, and almost every single state. She loves life. She loves the potential of human beings, and she truly loves entrepreneurs. So without further ado, here is our almost hour-long conversation, and I really hope you guys take the time to watch this one. It's like, seriously, it's amazing. So, and also join her workshop that she talks about. What a wonderful way to give back to the community. So check it out.
Moved by you doing this, and it's putting your heart out there and your time out there. And I think it's awesome. That's why I really wanted to support you in it, because I just am really touched. It's proactive people that are going to make us be strong when we get done with this thing, right? So anyway, nice job. But the world out there, one thing I'd like people to know that I've learned about traveling, which you already know this, but you don't know how true it is. Do not listen to the media, because the world is way different than what you think it is. Like the best example was we went to Jordan and Israel last May, and it's so different than what is ever depicted in the news. I mean, it's so different. And you know this all the time anyway. We'd have people over there, are you safe there? There's less death by violence in Israel than there is in the state of Utah, by far. Wow. You know, so those are things you wouldn't think of by being, I know, right? So this is just one little example of a bazillion of them. So if you're home listening to the news, turn off the TV. That would be because it's not the truth. It's not the truth. When people have strong political opinions, I want to say, well, how do you know? Because how do you know? Well, because it's on the news, right? It's not true. So anyway.
How do you really know? Exactly.
I mean, there are news sources. You want to seek out news, but just listen to news endlessly is just a really bad idea. But world travel, I think it makes people more open to other ideas. There's 2 things about traveling. People are very different all over the world, and they're very the same all over the world. Most everybody just wants to raise their family, have peace, make a good income. You know, they just want what everybody wants. But yeah, traveling, I think, makes us more open-minded. When I see people who are highly critical of other people or of our country or of our city, I know these are people who haven't traveled. Because people who've traveled extensively, like really traveled, not like just taking luxury. I mean, we take a lot of luxury cruises, I'm not going to lie, but that's not quite like traveling. But people who really get in and see cultures and be amongst the people, those people tend to be way less critical of the world around them.
They see how other people live, and I think it humbles you more when you actually see, you know, when you go into the depths of Mexico and concrete.
Yeah, that's true. And then you say, well, I got to complain about, and I'll tell you, I have never been anywhere even close to as good a place as the United States of America. Like, if you're going to criticize, we've got some problems for sure, but there's no place. And the cool thing for us, you and me and the people on this page, is where else can you go to make your dreams come true? We have a capitalistic government and it gives it and the freedoms. You're not going to go to Iran and do this.
No, especially you and I, you know, we would not have this opportunity at all, you know, over there.
Not even in some of what we consider very liberal and socialist countries. Yeah, but it's really hard to be an entrepreneur in those countries. So
yeah,
we live in a country, and we live in the best part of the country, and I'm still going to travel some other places, but I'm not looking for places better.
No, and that's what I've been hearing throughout my interviews that I've been doing with people, is that one of their things is that they love the connectivity of us, and that there are so many small businesses and entrepreneurs out there, and that we do have that blessing to be able to do it, and that we're not competing. I mean, sure, there's competition, you know, but that we're not directly competing against each other, that we've come together as a community, and that the Treasure Valley is basically united as a whole. And in general, everybody wants to help each other.
Yeah.
And so I absolutely love that.
You know, when I first opened FitMania, which was my first venture into anything really competitive, because the coaching and teaching I do, I've always done by invitation. So it's not really terribly competitive. And I'm very unique in what I do. So it's not competitive. But when I started my fitness business, it did feel a lot more competition. And I don't have that anymore. But somebody told me this early on, and it was a part of a group, actually networking group that I was in, and which was really quite awesome at the time. But he would say all the time, all ships come up in the tide. And I really believe that, you know, all ships do come up in the tide. And if we do support each other, you know, and encourage each other, and even our competitors, it's going to be it'll be better. It's a better way. Yeah, build our industry rather than compete against other people in our industry.
That's just it. I mean, if I know a different automotive shop that is specializing in something different, then I can be like, okay, well, we don't do that personally, but I know this amazing person who specializes in that specifically, and I would love to send you over there, you know, instead of, you know.
Well, you know, I do one-on-one coaching too.
Yeah.
And besides speaking and workshops, I'm going to post a link on this page for the workshop, to the donations. The proceeds are going to the WCA, the Women Children's Crisis. I really want to make sure some people get a chance to do that. But
yes.
But I lost that thought.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. I don't know, where were we at? I don't know where we were at.
So for your life coaching, what do you,
that's what I was going to say. You know, when I'm coaching, I have all these connections. I've been in this community a long time. I've got a pretty good foothold in our community, and I know a lot of people. And so if I see I'm talking to somebody and they need something different than what I offer, I want those people to be successful more than I want their money or want them to think I'm all knowing and all it. So I frequently will send people. Sometimes to my husband, I'll say, you know, my husband's actually going to be better for you than me, because your interests and concerns are more in his expertise, or maybe it'll be somebody else. So that's just what works, right, in the long run.
And I fully believe. I think that I personally have seen, like, if you lift each other up, it's like we're taught in our church and our religion that it's service, right? If once you serve, it fills your heart, it fills your cup, and then it overflows, where everybody, you know, they want to reach in right now and be scared and continue to watch this news, and they're living in this fear mind. And that's not where I want it to be. It's like, you know what? I see something happening. I know I can be of service to other people, and I have this prompting, and it scares the literal crap out of me. Like, I don't do video. Like, what are you telling me to do? You know?
I feel like, why me? Who am I to be doing this?
Right.
I feel that all the time.
Big influence. I don't have this wide net. I don't have these things. But look at what happened. Like, I posted Saturday evening, and by Monday morning, the group was like 650 people or something.
I love it.
I guess this was meant to be, and here we are. And so let's talk some more about the fear mindset instead of turning around. Like, I want people to know that there's still opportunity out there, and while it can be scary right now, that you shouldn't be turning inside. You need to be reaching out. Right.
Yeah, you know, there's a good segue from the previous conversation to this one. What are people really attracted to you as a business owner, whoever you are, or not even a business owner, but just as a person? If you want to influence people to use your business, or to be a better person, or to join your church, whatever it is that you want to influence people, what are people drawn to? They're drawn to strength. Fear is not strength. If we are wrapping ourselves up inside ourselves and be fearful, that's not a person that's going to attract other people to you, to your business, to what you're doing, to who you are, to the things you believe in. And I've noticed this physical strength. I noticed that so much when I was at FitMania. People are attracted to strong people, spiritually strong people, mentally, strong attitudes, like positivity. So one of the real key factors is in being successful overall in business is, who are you? Are you somebody that attracts success? by attracting other people, by who you are. So right off the bat, being a fear-minded person is going to sink you. That's one thing. But it's been on my mind a lot. Now, before I address that a little bit more, I want to acknowledge that we have an at-risk demographic. And that are people who are in my biggest concern is weighs heavy on my heart. And that's why I just have to address this thing, is I've worked with enough people that I know some idea the extent of domestic abuse. Now we have people at home under pressure. It is a pressure cooker. And meanwhile, organizations, we are very deeply involved with the Women and Children's Alliance, which is a haven and help for battered women and women and children of domestic abuse. All their fundraisers have been canceled. You see the situation that we have? All their fundraisers are public things. So I'm going to have to reach for tissue if I keep this up. That's a demographic that we have to be aware of and say, okay, these people are going to come out of this in worse for the wear. But the rest of us, here is a gift. Here is a time for us to read the books about our industry, to set some goals, to reevaluate. Is this even what I want to be doing? Or if it is, how can I do it better? If you're not working on those goals every day, this is a chance to really come out of this with our feet on the ground and ready to go with new ideas, fresh concepts. It's a gift. It really is a gift. And it doesn't mean it's not going to be hard, but just think about this, Katie. What if 10% of the population spent this time reevaluating, sharpening their priorities, reading on their industry, reading about how to be better themselves, practicing some habits that they know they should be doing? If just 10% of the population did that, what would our world look like in a year from now, or in 5 years from now? What about for our children, right? Just 10% of us. What if 20% did it? I mean, that's a lot to hope for. And typically what's going to happen is, as I look at personal development, about 5% of people really are successful in all areas of life. So we might have 5% that will do that. But what if you and I and the people who are watching this video up to 10? Right? That'd be cool. And new business ideas are going to be born. Business that we already have are going to be better. Relationships are going to be better as we sit back and say, what really is important to me here? There's just going to be so much good to come out of this. But you got to be working. You're not going to get there by binging on Netflix and eating ice cream. That is not going to help anybody. So set your goals. I do have this workshop coming up, and I can't take just everybody, but we just barely opened it up. It was a workshop I was going to do in person. Now I'm going to do it online, and the proceeds are going to WCA on that. But if you're looking for some ways to grow, we're going to cover how to set goals and track them, how to do a mission statement. I can't do everything they do in coaching in 2 hours. It's a 2-hour workshop. I can't do everything, but we're going to cover as much as I can from my coaching program in that 2 hours, and should give everybody something that, if you can't see instantly after doing that workshop how you can 10 times make the money it cost you, I'll give you back your money, because you'll see just with a little bit of coaching and direction instantly how you're going to make more money when you get the chance, or maybe even now, maybe even during the coronavirus crisis.
Yeah, that's one of the books that, I don't know if it's behind me here. This one, I think this is one of the best books I have ever read. I love it. Just reading the different habits that you can create to become successful. I don't read, I listen. And because that's just the stage of life I'm in right now, I still have little people. And so it's easier for me to turn on Audible while I'm driving down the street and taking them to school or anything. But I'd always turn it into drive mode so I can just hit bookmark. And I think that's the biggest one that I've hit bookmark on, is because it's just like that. Yeah, you have the opportunity right now. Some of you, yeah, your business is still open, you're still working, but you still have that opportunity to look outside and see what's going on in this world right now and make that little micro habit that could excel you into who knows what,
It is, you're right. It's just really all about the habits. And that's probably the number one thing I coach on is once you move your habits into systems, your goals, not your goals, but you move your goals into systems, the systems become habits and you reach your goals. It's not, the reason people fail at goals is set this goal. And it's always easy to go to weight loss goals, and I hate the term weight loss, but fitness goals, let's say. So I'm going to be lean and fit and whatever. But unless you have a plan to do that, it's not going to happen. But once you get your plan in, you don't need the goal anymore. It's just going to happen automatically.
Yeah.
Same thing with finances, right? I know I need to save so much money. Well, once I get that thing in place and I'm just doing this as a habit, I no longer have to set the goal of saving so much money. It happens automatically, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the habits. It's just all about the habits. But developing habits, you need some tools to do that, you know, and to know how to, it doesn't take that much coaching. Just a little bit of coaching gets people on track. So that book's good. I'd also highly recommend The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy.
I love that book. Yes.
That's a really good one. I went to I paid a boatload of money to go to a seminar of 30 people. We had 30 people, 30-ish, at this seminar for 2.5 days that I spent with him, had dinner with him, all those things. What I like about him, and also, what's his name? Brandon on your book.
This one?
Yeah. He's also a lot this way. It's nuts and bolts. It's not like, here's a bunch of feel good stuff and you get all motivated, but then you don't know what to do. I want a guy who says, now, go do something. Get off your rear. Here's some things to do.
Yeah.
I hate to be motivated, but not given something to do.
Yeah.
When I teach or when I speak, you're going to get something to do way more. And that's what I'm just going to motivate you to do the thing. Get these things done, because just being motivated doesn't last.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. And then at what point do you lose that motivation because you're not making headway on this thing because you don't have the tools to move forward?
Because you throw in the towel, you're like, I'm not making any progress anyway. What the heck? And it's not, the people think it's their willpower. It's not their willpower. It's their program.
Yeah.
It's really, when I present it, people are like, oh yeah, this makes so much sense. It's so, you're close, but you just don't quite have it yet. So yeah, just a little push. And anyway, so that's what I do. And I just totally love human potential. I heard you ask somebody else, I think it was the lady with the, the camisoles.
Ruby, Kelsey, yeah.
Ruby. I couldn't think of the word red. It wasn't red, Ruby. Yes, and you asked her what made her excited about her business. I think that was the question. And I thought about that. I thought, what makes me so excited and why do I keep doing this? Because I don't like to put myself out there. Like, I have to promote this workshop. Everybody listening to this video, listen, be nice to me, because I hate doing that. I love doing the workshops, but I hate having to put myself out there. And now I don't have a team of people that work for me. I have to do it myself. I just hate it. And it's hard, I just hate that part. But I hate doing it, but I love seeing the changes in people. It's like addictive. I've been privileged to watch so many lives change, and you know this, Katie, at Fitmania and elsewhere, we've had enough interactions, and you've seen some of these people's lives change. It's like an addiction almost. Like, I just love that so much, and to see what people are capable of, that I just keep putting myself out there because I'm addicted to it, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, I keep saying, why don't I just retire and skip it? But I guess I am what I am. So I'm sticking my neck out. So sign up for my or at least give me a nice like my page, or say, nice job, Sherry, something that makes me feel good about doing it. So.
Right? No, but I totally see it. I mean, I've seen it with my own husband when we started our fitness journey there. That was,
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Post she put on her Facebook, and I'm like, I'll go try that, because I saw our slippery slope just happening, and I'm like, we need to change something, right? And so she was doing it. I'm like, all right, let's go try this. And then I suckered him into it, and then his life changed dramatically.
Dan's one of those people that I thought of in a little different way than some, but Dan is somebody I didn't want to bring it up unless you brought it up, but I didn't want to be embarrassing.
Nope, he's awesome.
I know, he is awesome. And to watch the change yes, physically, but I've watched his confidence grow, and because I think there was a little self-esteem issue there, and I just watched that kind of fill in, and you guys as a couple, I think I've watched you grow a lot, and I from my perspective, and maybe you won't agree with me, but it feels like I see you guys I know you've just done such great things, and to watch Dan be so calm and start his own business, I thought right from the get-go he should do that, and then I was so happy when he did.
Yeah.
Good. And I just want to put a plug in there for Dan. He is really good at what he does. He's really good and really honest.
I'm not saying that just because I'm his wife and I've been married to him for decades, but
I'm saying that as a person who kicks him in the fanny once in a while.
Yeah. Come on, you can do it.
He can. He is very good at what he does, and honest, which is hard to come by.
He is. So let's trail back to, because your workshop you said all the proceeds are going to the women's shelter. And that's close to my home as well, because my first marriage, it was abusive to me. I had the restraining order. I mean, literally the reason
Oh, sorry, you didn't know that.
is because I picked up and I ran with 3 kids and $2,000 and nothing. Like, I traded my little Sunfire car for a Suburban, took out the 3rd row, and we took off. There was no plan. There was no goal. There was just, we have to leave. Like, that was it. And so that is close to my heart. Let's talk some more on that. Like, how can we help them and help you with your workshop at the same time? Like you said, they're losing all their fundraising and.
Thank you, Katie, for asking that. And again, if I tear up, I may be reaching for a tissue again. But first, let me back up and tell you why I feel so passionate about it. Opposite reason of you. I have been so blessed. My husband is awesome. He helped me be able to stay home with my kids. I was raised with my kids in a safe environment, but I often reflected how close I came to not having that. And I just feel so blessed that I feel, and then I've worked with so many people that haven't had that. And the contrast for me has made me think I have to do something to show my gratitude for the privileged life that I've had. I mean, we start off rough without money, but we have the security, right? So I'm going to do this workshop. I'm going to donate the proceeds. That's going to be a drop in the bucket to what they need. So I will find a donate button, or I'll find a link or something, and I'll put it on the Treasure Valley United page where you can just go and donate. I've been in touch with our liaisons there. Ken and I have been corporate pillars of the WCA for like forever, and I volunteered as a young mother when I didn't even have anything, because I just really believe in this. So I'll post you a link. I've been in touch with them, and I know how desperate things are. I think I predict in about a week from now, the next week, and then and from then on, the drain on their resources is going to start really being huge. We're still in the early stages now, but 2, 3, 4 weeks into this, and we're a good solid 2 to 3 weeks now, right? Would you say 2 weeks? Depending on who you are, some people may be more, some less, but yeah, it's going to be a huge drain. And we keep talking about on the coronavirus, taking care of our vulnerable people, the old people. And I don't want to sound cold, but these are people who've had a life. These aren't children who are growing up in this situation, or women who are at risk of violence, right? Are vulnerable people right now. And
I lost you in a good one.
Domestic violence as we are the coronavirus. So let's, I'll put a link out there, and then anything you guys, if you feel like you can donate it, whatever you've got. There's a universal principle that what you give, you get back tenfold. I believe in that one. So it won't hurt you to give. And you sign up for my workshop, you'll get a really good value, because you will get almost as much as I can. I charge quite a bit for coaching, and you'll get almost everything, or as much as I can get into the workshop, for a fraction, for less than a tenth of what it would cost you to do coaching with me. So it's a really good value. Give you something to do.
And they're helping the WCA.
And helping the WCA. And if I was doing the workshop in person, I could do 20. I think because it's going to be online, we're doing it through Zoom. And I have somebody helping me. So Katie, don't worry about my technology. You had to call me and get me on. I think that we can probably do 30. I might even try to venture out and do a little bit more if there's interest, just because I want the money for the WCA. For me, probably ideally is 30, but it'll be interactive, so people can ask questions. So I do need to keep it. I can't just do hundreds of people. But I can do more of them, right? I can do another one. So if there's a lot of interest, we might do that too.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
$97.
Yeah, and I guess I really just didn't think about, because that's what's out there in the news right now is, the elderly, and, the grocery stores are setting up shopping hours for them. But now that you've made me sit here and reflect upon my past, you know what? Yeah, these women, they're in these homes, and they're sitting on a ticking time bomb. Like, there was only a certain amount, like, they say that liquor stores are essential. And yeah, I'm ranting and raving that it's irritating that liquor stores are essential, but gems aren't for me right now. But if I was living in that life that I had lived previously, that liquor store would be essential for my safety.
I've had the same concern. I thought, man, this might be a good time to shut them down, but you never fly. It never fly.
Yeah.
But yeah, now you've got people under pressure, nothing to do but be home and drink.
Yeah.
And going to suffer. And, it's going to maybe start with the dog, but, I don't know, maybe it doesn't even start there. I don't know. But there's going to be, if not physical, even the emotional abuse. And I will tell you, and you know this probably as well as I do, but in my experience with working with people, even at FitMania, the people that filtered through my office, this probably, anybody watching this, there are people that that are in abusive situations and you don't know it. There were so many people that I knew fairly well, you know, and then they'd be in my office and I had no idea what was going on because one thing abusers are really good is hiding it.
They're excellent.
So, and it's very pervasive, at least emotional abuse at the very minimum. So I guess I would also say if you think you know anybody who might be in an isolated situation, it's really hard to break through the walls that are put up around those homes, but try to be in contact, and also with children.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Even if you're just there as a shoulder for the mom or the child or whoever, you know, I mean, just let them vent right now at this point, because that's all that they can do if they don't have the opportunity to get up and leave, you know. And then sign up for Sherry's workshop so that you can
sign up for my workshop. Yeah, because remember, I'm sticking my neck out to publicize myself and do that. This is a little bit different. The workshops are different. We have done the coaching, and I did the workshops when I was at Fit Mania. You probably remember that. We did quite a few little workshops and things there. But now to do this outside of having I had a place there, right? We had hundreds and hundreds of members at Fit Mania that I would draw from. Now I'm having to put myself out to the public at large. And I'd have somebody, give him a nod. Lenny Escobar is thrown in with me, and he is going to partner with me, since I don't really need the money to do them. I'm just partnering with him. He's doing all the technology, so that'll be good. But anyway, good for Lenny Escobar. So anything you see that looks very professional, you can know I did not do it. That's all Lenny.
I know, I'm learning as I go right now. I'm like, okay, I know how to like split this and delete that, but other than that, I'm like, as I had
you got us all on Zoom, girl.
I had to edit Danny's, because one of the questions I asked was, you know, what would you ask yourself? And and I got like 3 minutes of that, and so I had this perfect split, and I'm like, yes.
Well, you can edit anything out of mine that you want to.
No.
It's probably gotten a little bit long, but.
I know, we're going on 50 minutes, and I'm like, you know what? Or at least that's what my clock says. I don't know how long the recording is, but.
Well, I love you. I'm really grateful for you. And I'm hoping that the things you're doing will, all we ever get to do is a little tiny bit of good in the world, right? We don't ever get to do, good does not, evil seems to be able to work in mass, like Holocausts and pogroms and all those things that happen, but good seems to just be done in little teeny bits, one person at a time. And I don't know why that has to be that way, but you're doing some good in your own little ways. And I know all the people on your Facebook page there who are joined on this. I know everybody's trying to find ways to do good things. And so let's just step it up, be the best. One of the best things you can do is be the best person you can be. That's what the world really needs. I have a quote that I like that says, don't do what you think the world needs, do what makes you come alive, because the world needs people who come alive, have come alive.
I love that.
Yeah, I think so too, because you're going to do the best things when you're doing the things that you're passionate about.
Yeah.
That's going to change the world best.
Yeah. So. I know. Like I said, I'm like, I'm not best at the video. I've never done these things before, but there was this calling, and it was strong. I don't get strong ones, you know. You're
doing a really good job of it, I think. I don't watch all of the interviews, but I've watched enough of them to say she's doing a nice job of this. I've watched 4 or 5.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I have nearly 20 out there now. I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are amazing.
I probably watched about 6 or 7 of them, but I'm working on it. I've been very busy. You've been very busy. I know you've been
lockdown on cruise.
I've actually been very busy. I'm like, I don't know, but I'm really busy. I'm not binging on Netflix. I'm not eating ice cream.
Oh, I did on Sunday. I was like, well, I can't go to church. I'm just going to sit here and see what this Tiger King trash TV is all about. Yeah, I got suckered into that one.
It's a short, you don't feel good after you do that, do you?
No, it was horrible.
The worst thing you can do for you mentally is to eat poorly, watch TV. The best thing you can do is to learn something, and most especially go outside. You'd probably see me pushing that a little bit, but go outside. It's raining today, but you know, my mother used to say, you're not sugar, you won't melt. So go outside, you're not sugar, you won't melt, and get some fresh air. And I know when it starts to get me down, I start feeling a little bit down about things in the world. I just go outside and I just feel so good afterwards. I don't always want to go, but I always feel so good when I come back. So best thing you can do, but take good care of ourselves mentally.
That's the biggest thing why I started working out, and that's why I still work out to this day. And I'm like, you took away my gyms. I don't push myself hard when I'm at home, you know.
Yeah, I'm having a little that problem too, but we work out every day.
Yeah, I do.
Miss the intensity of the workouts at Ascend.
Yeah.
So and we don't really have much space in our condo, but when the weather breaks, we can go on the roof or go to the park. And we did work out in the park one day, and that was really good. So
That's nice.
that's an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah, I know I'm missing it. I'm like, oh, dang it. It's a
Well,
bummer.
we'll get all that. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Katie. Is there anything I can do for you?
No, I'm just hanging in there. I mean, this is my service. This is, I mean, I have the time, and it gives me a break from my kids. Like, here's a tablet. Shh.
I'll have to be quiet now. No fighting while I'm doing an
Go
interview.
play your Roblox. Mom's going to talk to people.